ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। In this session, we will be discussing from the 12th verse of the 15th chapter of the first canto Srimad Bhagavatam. Yat tejasatha bhagavan yudhishula panir vismapita sagirijostram adan nijam me anyepi chaham amunaiva kalevarena prapto mahendra bhavane mahadasanardham. The meaning of this verse is, it was by his influence only that in a fight I was able to astonish the personality of God, Lord Shiva, and his wife, the daughter of Mount Himalaya. Thus he, Lord Shiva, became pleased with me and awarded me his own weapon. Other demigods also delivered their respective weapons to me, and in addition I was able to reach the heavenly planets in this present body and was allowed a half elevated seat. These are words spoken by Arjuna. He is speaking to Yudhishthira. He has returned from Dwaraka. He has brought the news that Krishna has departed for his personal abode, and he is recollecting the grace of Lord Krishna by which he was able to do so many wonderful things. So Srila Prabhupada explains this in the purport. By the grace of the Supreme Personality of God, Sri Krishna, all the demigods, including Lord Shiva, were pleased with Arjuna. The idea is that one who is favored by Lord Shiva or any other demigod may not necessarily be favored by the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Ravana was certainly a great devotee of Lord Shiva, but he could not be saved from the wrath of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Ramachandra. And there are many instances like that in the histories of the Puranas. But here is an instance where we can see that Lord Shiva became pleased even in the fight with Arjuna. The devotees of the Supreme Lord know how to respect the demigods. But the devotees of the demigods sometimes foolishly think that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is no greater than the demigods. By such a conception, one becomes an offender and ultimately meets with the same end as Ravana and others. The instances described by Arjuna during his friendly dealings with Lord Sri Krishna are instructive for all who may be convinced by the lessons that one can achieve all favors simply by pleasing the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, whereas the devotees or worshippers of the demigods may achieve only partial benefits, which are also perishable, just as the demigods themselves are. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Kshine punye martya lokam vishanti. Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavati alpamedhasam. Less intelligent people worship demigods by which they get benedictions which are perishable, as much as the demigods themselves are perishable. While the Supreme Lord is eternal, His blessings are eternal, His awards are eternal. So, there is a significant difference between the award given by Krishna and awards given by the demigods. Srila Prabhupada further explains, another significance of the present verse is that Arjuna, by the grace of Lord Sri Krishna, was able to reach the heavenly planet even with the self-same body. Generally, we cannot go to the heavenly planet with this body. Each and every body is suitable for certain living conditions on a particular planet. The living conditions are different on different planets. The duration of life is different. The atmospheric conditions are different. Just like Srila Prabhupada gives the example, there are so many creatures, aquatics, living in the water, but we cannot live in the water. Similarly, there are creatures living in the air. Now, we cannot live in the air. So, every creature, created being, has got a suitable body for residing on a particular planet in a particular atmosphere. This is the reason why it is said here, simply somebody cannot just go by some mechanical means and enter the heavenly planet. It's not possible. But Arjuna, by the grace of Lord Sri Krishna, he was able to go in the self-same body to the heavenly planet of Indradeva. Not only he went there, it is described, he was also honored by the heavenly demigod Indradeva, being seated with him, half elevated. Indra is in a very exalted position compared to the human beings on the earth. But Indra offered his seat, shared his seat with Arjuna, which means that Arjuna was able to please Indradeva, all by the grace of Lord Sri Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada says, generally, one can reach the heavenly planets by the pious acts recommended in the Shastras in the category of fruitive activities. Karma Kanda portion of the Vedas, it is described how certain types of pious activities, Punya Karya, makes one eligible in the next life to reach the heavenly planet. And as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 21st verse, when the reactions of such pious acts are spent, the enjoyer is again degraded to this earthly planet. One elevates oneself by pious acts. When the punya is exhausted, one comes back to the earth. Kshine punye martyalokam vishanti. One comes down to the earthly planets when they exhaust their punya karma. So Srila Prabhupada further says, the moon is also on the level with the heavenly planets, and only persons who have performed virtues, only performing sacrifices, giving charity, and undergoing severe austerities, yajna, dana, tapa, can be allowed to enter into the heavenly planets after the duration of life of the present body. I do punya karma while in this body, while on the earth, and after I quit this body, by dint of the punya karma, I am elevated to the heavenly planet. In the next life, not in the same life. Arjuna was allowed to enter into the heavenly planets in the self-same body simply by the grace of the Lord. Otherwise, it is not possible to do so. So it's only the grace of Lord Krishna. By the grace of Lord Krishna, anything is possible for the devotees. The present attempts to enter into the heavenly planets by the modern scientists will certainly prove futile, because such scientists are not on the level of Arjuna. What was possible for Arjuna is not possible for the modern day scientists. They are trying to go by some mechanical means to the moon planet, or nowadays even the Mars planet. But they cannot go like that, because they don't have a suitable body which is fit for the atmospheric conditions on those planets. Prabhupada further says these modern scientists who are trying to go there, they are ordinary human beings without any assets of sacrifice, charity or austerities. Most of them are atheists. In any case, they have not performed the necessary punya karma. So how can they go? It's not possible. The material body is influenced by the three modes of material nature. Everyone who has taken birth in this material world is influenced by the three gunas, including Lord Brahma. The present population is more or less influenced by the modes of passion and ignorance. And the symptoms for such influence are exhibited in their becoming very lusty and greedy. Rajastamo bhava kama lobha. The influence of rajoguna and tamoguna, passion and ignorance, modes of material nature, is that one becomes lusty and greedy, kama and lobha. So with such a consciousness, one cannot enter the heavenly planets. So Srila Prabhupada further says, such degraded fellows can hardly approach the higher planetary systems. Above the heavenly planets, there are many other planets also, which only those who are influenced by goodness can reach. In heavenly and other planets within the universe, the inhabitants are all highly intelligent. So this is a piece of information, authentic fact for the modern day scientists. Some of them believe that humans are the most intelligent persons in this entire material creation. But they do not know the devatas in the higher planets, the rishis, the sages. They are many times more intelligent than the human beings on the earth. They are all pious in the higher and highest mode of goodness. That's also a qualification. They are pious, punya, in the higher and highest modes of goodness. That means they are almost situated entirely in goodness. Though in the material world there is nothing like exclusive goodness, there is always a tinge of the influence of rajoguna, tamoguna. Always it is there in the conditioned souls. So these inhabitants of the heavenly planets, they are highly intelligent. They are very pious. They have so much of punya karma. And most importantly, they are all devotees of the Lord. All of them in the heavenly planets, they are all devotees. Vishnu Bhakta Smrito Daiva. And although their goodness is not unadulterated, there is some tinge. Still, they are known as demigods, possessing the maximum amount of good qualities possible within the material world. So this is the description by Srila Prabhupada in this purport. So we should understand. Become a devotee of Lord Sri Krishna, then you have the favor of the demigods also. But somebody who is simply is trying to satisfy some devata, not necessarily they will be favored by Krishna. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.